Every year it's got better and better, I think, and there's more and more youngsters coming up and challenging. So that kind of changing of the old and in with the youngsters, I think, is only going to continue each year.
I think, to be honest, we're seeing the race really shifting from being top 5 podium spots to really the top 10.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there's such a strong field of riders now.
Overall title is going to be a pretty close one to call.
2 new rounds as well this year, Val d'Isère and the round in Norway at the end of the year. So that's always kind of interesting, I think, as well, because there's no one's won on that course before, no one really knows what to expect. Aaron Gwynn's going to be the man to beat again on the downhill, I think. Just from being on his team last year and seeing the character, no stress, he just gets on with it. He'll just be ready to do the same thing again.
He's just up there rolling it out, he's a powerhouse.
Out of everyone, he's remained consistent over the off-season. He's on the same bike, the same team, still going with the Tomac programmes. He's basically Supercross fit.
Top 10 is so strong now. Menard's always going to be up
It's
there.
anyone's race, isn't it, these days, really?
I think G will be on a bit of a new lease of life.
I think G took last year harder than anybody did, really.
He's going to be hungry for it.
Him and Mark look like, from what we've heard anyway, been working really hard in the off-season. Stevie Smith obviously was just gaining momentum, it seemed, when he injured his leg last year at Val di Sole. So I reckon he's going to come in, all guns blazing, he's going to be hungry for it.
All the Lapierre boys are potentially up there.
And then you've got the likes of Brendan, who obviously was hampered with injury pretty much the entirety of last year, well, in fact the whole of last year after injuring himself.
It'd be nice to see him get a good strong consistent season under his belt as well, and apparently he really likes the Fox suspension as well. Apparently he's getting on very well with that. Big news, of course, is also the Syndicate switching to Shimano and Fox.
Bryson's keeping on chipping away at it and seems to be improving and improving.
The MS team switching to Monraker as well. Brock McDonald was definitely gaining momentum throughout last year. Top 10, if not podium finishes, and everyone's convinced that it doesn't really matter what bike he's on. And of course, Spagnolo's on there as well.
Spagnolo, which of course he's got the guiding hand of Burrell, 2-time world champion behind him as well, so he'll be definitely one to watch for the top 10. What about Danny Hart then?
Well, he came off Africa last year, I think he finished 21st there or 24th, something like that. And he put his head down and just trained his arse off.
He said that's what he needed for the rest of the season.
And then Fort Bill came in, 2nd place, and then I don't think he was out the top 5 after that, was he?
No.
And then obviously Worlds, where he just absolutely dominated. When we were speaking to him in late October, early November, he was all ready to get his head down and train hard.
Youngsters like Danny Hart's going to come away with confidence from last year's Worlds, into a new season. Troy Brosnan's been absolutely killing it in Australia at the Nationals over our winter.
Troy coming out on top on every round apart from the last one, where I think he had a bit of a mishap, which meant Sam won it by a couple of seconds. So it'll be interesting to see if it affects Sam and whether he's maybe be just a bit over it, or whether he's going to have that hunger again and want to just be trying to put the times into people like he used to.
For in-depth coverage of the 2012 Downhill World Cup Series, stay tuned to BikeRadar.com.